Hello. In today's session, we're going to look at video conferencing, or what some people call remote meeting. Sounds complicated, but it really isn't. It's essentially you talking to someone else through a video over a computer rather than through sound over a phone. We're going to focus today on a program called Zoom. There are many other video conferencing programs out there, but Zoom is quite a common one. Why is this important? Well, remote meetings, video conferencing, whatever you want to call it, is important because not only will it help you stay in touch with friends and family, it's also becoming a really important way to access key services, such as GP appointments, let's say. So we're going to look today at some of the more basic functions in Zoom to show you how to set up meetings, how to use the video conferencing software so that you can keep in touch with people and access some of these services. We're going to start off by looking at where we download Zoom from. So I'm going to show you as if you're on a laptop or desktop device. If you're using a phone or a tablet device, sometimes you might need to go to the App Store. So either the Apple's App Store or the Google App Store if you're using an Android device. So we're just going to see today where you would sign up to Zoom and where you would download that application from. So I'm just in a search engine, so I'm just going to type in Zoom. Okay, so there's quite a lot here because it's become quite a popular thing, video conferencing and remote meeting software. So it's this one here, but Zoom video conferencing. If I just left click here. And if you haven't already, what you can do is sign up for free here. So you can sign up for a new account straight away on the first page, and then that will ultimately allow you to download the application. So another way that you can download the application if you haven't already got it is to come to Resources, then Download Center, and then the application is technically called Zoom Client for Meetings. So you can download it from there straight onto your computer. So if I now press download here, what's happened is that started to download a file that will then allow me to start using the application. So once that is downloaded, I've already got it onto my computer, but once that's downloaded, what I would then normally do is press on that file and it would then load up the application onto my computer. Often you don't need to do anything. Occasionally you might need to put in your Windows password. Once you've got the application downloaded, there's two things you can do. You can either join a meeting or sign in. So join a meeting is effectively like going in as a guest. You don't always have to sign into these things. So if you're using something like Teams, for instance, you can join that as a guest. So, or you can sign in if you've already got an account. If you're going to be using it a lot, it probably makes more sense to sign in and set yourself up an account. So I just press sign in. Then I just need to put in my password and username. And then if there's an option to keep yourself signed in, that's a good one to press. If no one else is going to be using this device, that's a good one to press. If you are using a public device, say in a library, you don't want to press that button. But if you are using your home phone or you're using your own laptop or smartphone or whatever at home and no one else has got access to it, you can check that button. That way you don't need to keep signing in, which is a good thing because you don't want to keep putting your password in over and over again. And it's also quicker. So if I now just left click sign in, this is the application. So I'm now signed in. If I've pressed stay signed in, if it's safe to do so, I could just leave that there. You can get to this application through many different ways once you've signed in. So let's just get rid of it for a second. What I can do is use the search tool down here. So I can left click that magnifying glass. I can type in Zoom and then I can left click there and that will open up the application. Or what you can do if you want is pin the application down here, which is what I've done. And to do that, all you do is you open up what you want to open up, you right click on the icon down the bottom, and then you just press, if I just turn that off now, you just then press pin to taskbar. Now I've got the application up and running, I can start doing some things with it. Most remote video conferencing software has very similar functions to the ones that you can see in front of you on Zoom. And they often have a few big buttons here which will say similar things to this. It might not be exactly the same as this, but it'll be similar. So most of them allow you to start a new meeting. So if I just left click there, that will instantly start a new meeting. At the moment I don't need it to keep going, so I'm just going to end it. But just to show you, that's what happens if you press that button. I can also join a meeting that's already going on. So if a friend or family member has sent me over some information, I can join their meeting. So let's say two of your friends are already meeting each other through video conferencing. What they could do is send me some information and I can join their meeting and say hello to them. So if I left click join here, what I need is the meeting ID, which is a bit like an address. So Zoom needs to know what to aim for. So if you give it a meeting ID and it's usually a number, then you can type that in there and Zoom will then go to that meeting and take you there. And there you can type in your name. You can actually change your name. It's also, you can decide whether or not you want to connect your audio straight away or turn your video on and off. So maybe if you go into a meeting where you don't quite know the people, you think there might be a lot of people there, you don't have to go in with your microphone on and with your video camera on. So share screen is a button that not many people will need to use, but essentially it just allows you to share your screen with others. You should be very cautious about sharing your screen with strangers. And then this button here, schedule, this allows you to set up meetings for the future, a bit like putting a date in a calendar. So if I just left click that, what I can do is tell Zoom what I want the meeting to be called. So I'm going to call it catch up. I can select the date, so I'm going to pick tomorrow. I can select the time, I'm going to select 2:30. I can tell Zoom how long I want the meeting to go on for. I think it's only going to last 15 minutes, so I can change it to that. I can tell Zoom whether it's a recurring meeting or not. So let's say you meet your grandkids once they live in another country and you want to speak to them every Sunday evening. What you can do is set up this meeting and then press recurring meeting, and then Zoom will essentially set up that meeting ready for you every single day or month or week or whatever it is. Just moving down, a lot of the rest of this you don't need to worry about too much. And you can, once you've got it up and running, you can save this straight to your Outlook or Google Calendar if you have things like that, just to help you remember these meetings are going on. And once you're happy with it, all you then do is press save, and then Zoom will schedule that meeting for you.